Hello everyone, this is Sarthak Shrivastav. As we all people are meeting since 3 sessions, so everybody is very much familiar with me. I'm a student of Government College of Engineering, 2020 pass out. We are here with our fourth session of JYOT under the JYOT Placement Preparation Program, and the agenda of this session will be concentrated on to have the excellence and to have the strategy, methodology, and guidance regarding the placement interviews. Here today we are having a person with a diverse experience in the industry to training corporates from training corporates to taking n number of interviews. That is Miss Rajni ma'am. Rajni ma'am, I'll be very much what I can say. I'm what I can say. मैं बहुत छोटा हूँ आपकी आपका इंट्रोडक्शन देने के लिए, इसलिए कृपया मैं आप ही को रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ, प्लीज आप यहाँ से सेशन को स्टार्ट करें. थैंक यू. ओवर टू यू रजनी मैम.
Okay, Sarthak. Thank you very much for such a lovely introduction. And yes, it was really nice to listen about such a good thing. Good morning, guys. I am Rajni and our Sarthak friend. So I used to work with
Rajni
different.
ma'am,
Yes.
extremely sorry for just a small interruption. I'll
Mm-hmm.
request you if
Yes.
you can please proceed with turning out on the camera.
Yes. Okay, Sarthak. Sorry. I think I'm
Please
visible now.
don't be. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, yes, as I was saying, so I have been an associate trainer at Focus Academy for Career Enhancement. I don't know if you guys know about the company, but for Sarthak's batch, I used to be a trainer. Afterwards, I resigned from the job because of some health issues, and now I'm working with Revayu, an IT startup. And yes, as Sarthak mentioned, I have immense amount of experience, at least in the interview session, because as an associate trainer, I have conducted almost mock sessions for almost every college, and now also with my company, I'm taking a few interviews. So I think I would be able to help you guys prepare for your interview session from an interviewer's perspective. So that's what I think will be better here. Now, before starting with the session, I would firstly like to thank Sarthak for giving me this opportunity. Like, I really love connecting with students. So, thank you, Sarthak and Gauri and the team. You guys have done great job up until now. Now, coming to the students, to lovely students, there's a small request. Say, I want to have this session as an interactive one. So, it would be really lovely if I can see you all, not just screens. So, what I'm asking is, can you put your camera on?
Students, just I will make you a small request over here. Like there is much in this session for all of you, so that's why I'll just say that just have this session in a very professional manner, interactive one. We are no more here. We are not here just like our college lectures. We are here to explore ourselves, explore our personality. So just I'll all I can do is just make a short request to all of you to have your turn on the camera and be and have take this session in an interactive manner.
Thank you, Sarthak. I think it worked. Students are turning their cameras on.
Just two things I want to tell for the team. First thing is that make sure we are ready with a backup link. Like if students limited is getting completed, we will have it accordingly. And Rajini ma'am, should we proceed?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, just a team, please cooperate with Rajni ma'am regarding the PPT sharing.
Yes, I think you guys now will be the time to start with the PPT. And Okay, so everyone has turned their cameras on. Now there's a small request again. I would, as I requested, I would want the session to be interactive one. So time and again, I will be asking you questions. So it would be really better for everyone if you guys can be more attentive and keep a pen and paper with yourself. Why the pen and paper, or even if you want to use your phone or whatsoever. Whatever questions you guys can be will be having in this session, we will have an question and answers round at the end of the session. So we'll discuss it then. So it will be better if you're not interrupting in the middle, so that I can continue with the session flawlessly, and then we can have the questions round. Perfect. So now moving forward to our session, the first question that I want to ask you guys is, why do you think the interview is scheduled in the first place? What do you think is your understanding about the reason behind scheduling an interview? Anybody who would like to answer?
Because in an interview you get to know a person well,
Mhm.
what he talks. In aptitude we only give a test. uh, a written test cannot determine person is how a person is, to know the
Mhm.
person personally. So that may be the reason, one of the reason.
No, that's a perfect answer actually. If because if they want to test you on aptitude, obviously they are conducting a test, a written test, right? And if they want to test you on your technical skills, they can conduct a test similarly. But why do they conduct an HR interview and a technical interview? So the point is they want to know you. They want to know you in person, how you behave in stressful situations, and if you will be a good fit for the company or not. So basically, there are 2 points to judge you on. One is your technical skills, obviously, your technical knowledge, whatever you learned, and the second part is how well you do you know yourself. So as I said, there are 2 parts to an interview. If we can see in the next slide, one is the HR and another one is the technical. So who is running the PPT? Guys, next slide. Okay.
Next slide, please, team.
I feel like, am I not audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Actually, some
Okay, no worries. So, okay, we have got the answer that basically they want to find out the following things, what you have to offer and who you are in person, why you should be hired, all of these things they would want to know. So, first, we'll be coming up to the HR interview. And in the HR interview, according to me, there are two major things that you need to prepare for. You need to know thyself, that means you need to know yourself. And the second part is you need to know the company. In order to like when I'm saying you need to know yourself, a lot of you guys must be thinking we already know ourselves. So again, I have a series of questions to anybody who would like to answer, or maybe I'll ask Kamban. So Dheeraj, can I ask you if you can unmute? Yes. So Dheeraj, would you like to tell me any three weaknesses of yours? Dheeraj, you're not audible. Maybe you're on mute. No, you're not, still not audible. Try removing your earphones and then maybe it'll work. Hello.
I'll just make one suggestion to the students, guys. It will you. I can just assure you with one thing that please try to be very much interactive in this session. Just thing is that after completion of this, you will have a very immense experience regarding the knowledge.
Thank you, Sarthak. I think Dheeraj is having some issue with the audio. So by the time I can ask somebody else. So Bhairavi, can you please turn your mic off? Bhairavi Tirukke, if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I was traveling, so very noisy.
no worries. So I have a question for you. So I want to ask, what are the three values that drive you?
Passion. I'm passion, perseverance about my goals, and the willpower that I want something to do in my life.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Bharvi. Uh, Deepali, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'd like to know what is the biggest failure of your life?
Ma'am, the biggest failure of my life was that I was attempting to give NEET for MBBS and I failed in that.
Mm-hmm. Why is it
So
that?
that's because, ma'am, I was needing 1 year gap which my parents didn't allowed me.
Mm-hmm. So?
So that's why I have to do diploma.
No, no, no. What I'm asking is why do you think this is the biggest failure of your life?
Because, ma'am, according to me, I was passionate about being in medical line. That's why when I have not achieved it, I felt so bad that I think this is the biggest failure of my life.
Okay, and have you done anything about it?
Ma'am, actually, my parents told me that we can't financially support you. So means I was not able to earn anything that time. So means I have to do the diploma.
Okay. And diploma is in which field?
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical. So, okay, there's a complete shift in the branch that you have chosen, but we'll come on to that later.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, thank you very much. Karan Lokhande, can we have you? Karan, can you hear us? Okay, no worries. Kiran, can you hear me? You see, guys, this is going to show how interactively or how attentively you're attending the session. It will not help you if you will not be responding because some or the other day you will have this interview session. Okay, Rutam, is it? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you. So, why do you want to be an engineer?
uh, because engineers are the one who find solutions, and I myself want to be a part of solution.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why engineering is a field
Mm-hmm.
from which you can actually help people. You can bring change. You can develop some new things that will bring in ease of life. So that is one part of why I want to be an engineer.
What solution have you found so much up until now?
Up until now, whatever if I had any knowledge, means from the branch I haven't found any solutions, but
Mm-hmm.
I have had a few experience about some exams,
Mm-hmm.
how to clear them. So what I did was
That's not a
I wrote
solution. Clearing exams is not a solution.
clearing exams is not a solution, but what I did was I wrote a blog about it, and
Mm-hmm.
I tried to post it and spread it everywhere so that people are able to know about it and uh, uh, get clear their doubts.
What is so unique about this solution? And what is the problem actually? I think you're telling me the solution, but I don't even know the problem yet.
Uh, the problem is lack of awareness
Mm-hmm.
uh, about the proper way of finding a solution, what to do. And
Mm-hmm.
what I did was whatever knowledge I had, I put it in a specific blog, and
Mm-hmm.
I posted that blog in my social media account and other things. And
Mm-hmm.
on Quora I posted it, on other sites I posted it, and
Mm-hmm.
through it I tried to make a difference. There were some positive response over it.
How much of
So
an audience do you have as of now?
as of now, the answer is about 83,000 views.
83.
Overall, it has about 1,50,000 views and a few thousand upvotes.
That's a good number. It's appreciable. Okay. Thank you, Rudam. It was
Thank
nice.
you.
So now I have a question for Nakul. If you can please unmute yourself. Nakul, can you hear me? Okay. Priyanka? See, guys, it's really not gonna help if you guys are going to uh, work like this. I really appreciate those people who are leaving the meeting, because anyways, who are not responding, who are not interacting, will be wasting your time here. So, Tejas, can you please unmute yourself? Thank you. It feels like a favor. Anyways, Tejas, I wanted to ask you, what is your biggest achievement like in your life? Anybody who would like to answer that question?
Ma'am,
Yes.
can I?
Yes, please, Deepali, go ahead.
Ma'am, according to me, the biggest achievement of my life is that even though I was not able to do the thing which I want, but I did my best in the thing which I have been offered. Means like in diploma, I was the topper in my college, and I have also wrote 2 or 3 research paper.
Mm-hmm.
It was been published, and I have also means won the first prize in MSBT paper presentation. So according to me, even though the thing which I was not able to, I did my best in that, and that was the best achievement.
Okay, that's very good. Thank you. So, guys, I would be ending the series of questions here. We have many more questions, but I feel let's move ahead. So, I think what I wanted to do here is give you an idea how these questions can be asked to you. So, you need to have a lot of understanding about yourself. And I think I have given you pretty good examples, and you can obviously search for more such questions. So basic idea is, what you're doing right now in your life, and why you're doing it, and what you want to do in your future, why you want to do it. Okay. So if you're applying for a company, if you're applying for a role, you need to know why this role suits you, or why this role is going to help you in growing in your career, at least at this point of time. And also, it will be better if you have a 10-year down the line vision. So that will definitely be a cherry on the cake, because it will feel like you are very much sure about what you want to do. So that is where I've written in the PPT. You can see that you have to prepare a repository of such questions. And the first question, I think I didn't start with that question. Everyone must have heard about, tell me something about yourself. So, right, every interviewer, I'll tell you, being an interviewer myself, I never go through an interview. Before an interview, I never prepare, like, okay, to this candidate, I'll be asking these many questions, and to this candidate, I'll be asking these many questions. I never go like that. In rarest of the rare cases, I go through their CVs right before they're entering the meeting. Otherwise, I just like to start with, tell me something about yourself and how it goes. So in tell me something about yourself, you will be saying some or the other things, maybe about yourself, maybe about your internship, maybe about your projects. I'll just pick out some or the other keywords from there. And if I think it will be better if somebody wants to volunteer themselves here and start with this question. I think this will also help you better understanding. So anybody who wants to go with this, tell me something about yourself.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, please.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm
Good.
Karishma Vijay Rao Thakur. Ma'am, I'm a student of third year instrumentation branch from the Government College of Engineering, Amravati, and I'm still graduating. I have scored. I have passed 10th and 12th with the 94 and 78% respectively. I had a brother and mother in my family, and I am very much passionate about Python language, and I'm learning DSA currently, focusing on solving problems, and that's all. I'm seeking for the internship, and that's all about me. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So you mentioned that you're pursuing your engineering.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would you like to tell me something about your branch, your field?
Ma'am, I have choose the instrumentation branch because my elder brother is also an engineer, and I have heard that it is a new branch, and there are many more opportunities in instrumentation engineering. So
Mm-hmm.
I got passionate about it, and I applied for it. And fortunately, I even got the chance to appear in the Government College of Engineering. But when I
I'd like
was
to stop
studying
here.
till second
You said
year,
you
I didn't.
heard that. Yes, yes, Karishma. So you said that you've heard there are a lot of opportunities. That's why you got passionate about it. But I don't think that should be a parameter to be passionate about something.
Ma'am, actually, the thing is, I wanted to earn as much early as I can to help my family and my mom. But
Mm-hmm.
when I realized that I'm not particularly interested in this field, I did not give up, and I did not lag back that I chose the wrong field and I'm not interested in it anymore. Instead, rather than that, I focused on improving my qualities in IT sector. I'm seeking for the job, doing job in the IT sector. That's why I started learning about the languages and preparing for the IT interviews. And
Okay, that's a very good thing, but I think you've learned your lesson here. Before starting anything in your career, you need to be very clear about why you want to start with it.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank
So you told me your college is in Amravati.
you. Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to tell me some distinct qualities I need to know about that place?
Yes, sure, ma'am. If you visit Amravati, you must go to the temple, which we all know about,
Mm-hmm.
and there is the Tapovan also, which we have visited on our first visit in Amravati during our first year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I would also suggest you to meet the Gunjan Gore ma'am, if you have heard about her.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Her work is really appreciable, and that's
I
really
don't
wonderful.
know who is she.
Ma'am, she is a social worker who helps the poor and the beggars who are who don't have the family. She provides them shelter and take care of them. We have
Okay.
also visited her, and she also we have met her during our induction program
Mm-hmm.
during first year.
Mm-hmm.
And her work is really appreciable.
Okay. Did you also want try to volunteer?
Yes, ma'am. If I had a chance, like if you know what I mean, if I had time and if I had a chance, but not like a full time, because I my first priority is to achieve something in my own life and help my family. Then, like if I had a time to do that.
And would you like to tell me something about your family members?
Yes, ma'am. I have a mom, and
Mm-hmm.
my mom is a single parent, and my elder brother is an engineer.
Okay. And what does your mom do?
She is a farmer.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So, and what about your brother?
He is an engineer. Now he is working with Infosys, second
Mm-hmm.
largest IT hub in India.
Okay. Can you tell me any strengths about of yours?
Mm. And my strength is I do mistakes, but
Mm-hmm.
when I learn from my mistake, I want to make it like I want to achieve and make myself master in that field. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I first go out from my hometown to for studies, I was
Mm-hmm.
like just nobody, just a common student. But
Mm-hmm.
when I got realized that I'm lacking behind, I work on myself and I got 94% in TEL. That was my biggest achievement till now. I believe that. And
Mm-hmm.
then I got confidence that I can do that, and I do not lag behind if I do hard work and I work on my weaknesses. When I realize I do mistake, but I learn from my mistakes, and then I try to overcome them.
I think
That's the
everybody
basic.
does that. There's nothing new about it. But anyways, you mentioned that 94% is the biggest achievement. So do you think anybody, or if you have to judge anyone, you can just judge them based on their marks?
Of course not, ma'am. But I do think that if you got the good marks, you can just think that they if they can learn, they have the ability to learn quickly as compared to others. But you can't basically judge from their marks,
I would
definitely.
like to differ here. I think it doesn't signify your abilities, but maybe your passion. So
Yes,
sometimes people are not able to score. That doesn't mean they're not able.
it means they do not hard work or they do not study. Like, or
Don't you think
means they have
there
the
might be any reason behind
maybe
that?
they have. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt.
Don't
Maybe
you
they have
Yes.
they are passionate about sports or other activities like that.
Yes. So yes. Okay. Now I'd like to tell you what went wrong. So whenever you are giving an interview, try to focus on the positive aspects. When I ask you tricky questions, your idea is to focus on the positive part of it. You do not have to focus on the negative, because then you can be grilled about it,
Okay.
right? And whenever you're talking, so I think you've had this interview, and I hope it is being recorded. But if not, you understood how an interviewer can counter you on anything that you say.
Yes, ma'am. Based on my answer, you are asking next question. I get that point.
Yes.
So, where do I did wrong, ma'am? I want to know.
So I think that's why I wanted to have this mock interview session. So the first thing here for everyone to do is to write this answer. Tell me something about yourself. If I were in your position, what I do is I would deliberately mention such things that I'm very sure about, and I want the interviewer to talk about it, because I want the interviewer to know those aspects of me as a person, or maybe from my academic as well. So in my tell me something about yourself, I'll mention about me, my strengths, my weaknesses. If and weaknesses I'll mention only when asked, not directly. I'll talk about my work experience up until now and what I've learned from it,
Okay, ma'am.
right? And I'd also like to talk about my hobbies in general. So, because
Yeah.
I know these are the things I can really talk about, and these are the things I want them to know about me.
Yeah, ma'am. I escaped from the hobbies.
Yes. So, you would want to write this answer in a very structured way. Obviously, you did really good. I must
Thank
say that. But in order to do better, write it down and then break your answer. Like, okay, what are the essential keywords in your answer that interviewer can cross question you about?
Yeah.
So anybody, even I would do the same thing that did with you. With anybody else who would like to have a mock interview session with me, I would ask you recurring questions, like questions based on your answers.
Yes.
And so that's what I've written in the PPT as well. Know yourself, and how do you know? You prepare a repository of questions, and you can start with the tell me something about yourself. You can write the answers, and then you can write the follow up questions and then follow up answers. That's the basic thing, which unfortunately is known to everyone, but nobody does. This is a very simple exercise ऑन पेपर. मतलब अभी जब मैं बोल रही हूँ, इट सीम्स लाइक कि बहुत ईजी है, ये तो कर लेगा कोई भी. बट व्हेन यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग डाउन, यू रियली हैव टू थिंक डीप ऑन योर लाइफ. And it is a essential process, but it takes a lot of time, which is why a lot of people like to skip about it. They're like, ठीक है ना, इंटरव्यू में जो भी पूछेंगे, we'll see about it. And जब इंटरव्यू में पूछा जाएगा, तो you'll not have many answers, and then you'll be stuck in a loop, क्योंकि तुम खुद के आंसर्स में फंस जाओगे, and that will seem like this person doesn't even know himself or herself. What good will we get out of this person? So this is the first thing.
Uh,
Next thing, yes,
Ma'am, sorry
yes.
to interrupt, ma'am, but I do have a question
Mhm.
which I would like to know answer about.
Mhm.
When we talk about our hobbies, sorry,
Mhm.
uh, you question back us.
Mhm.
So I'm very much confused about my hobbies. Like I love to talk about. I don't have a particular hobbies. Like when someone asks me about physical strength, I do not take part in any kind of games or like that after 10th class. And now when I think back, I only have hobbies like watching, learning new language. But
Mhm.
I only watch the television drama. Can I mention it? Is it suitable?
Yes.
Like Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma.
Doesn't matter. Hobby means anything that you enjoy doing. ठीक है?
Yeah.
That is what hobby means. Anything that you enjoy doing, and it's very much better if you know about it. So if you ask me, then I think I would mention that I love spending time with my family, and in my spare time, I like to do some sketching and maybe play some outdoor activities. So that's my part. And if you talk to me about any of these, I think spending time with my family, it's a very underrated thing. But in my opinion, it's a good thing, because in this time when I have my work going, my studies also going, there are a lot of things going. So you need to, this reflects that you are a person who likes to keep a work life balance. So for me, it's about that. It's about
And
that
ma'am,
because my career is not the only thing that I want to focus on. My family
and
is
ma'am,
as important
sorry
as
to interrupt, ma'am, once again. But
well.
if I mention that my hobby is delivering speech, what kind of question would you like you guys ask in me in return?
So I would like to ask, what kind of speech do you want like to deliver, and what is your platform? Who is your audience? All those sort of questions.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes. So see, the point is not to grill you. The point is to know you better. So अगर आपने बोला speech, then I would like to know the intention behind it. मतलब obviously leisure time में you do these hobby, but anyways, I would love to know if there is a concrete idea behind it, because that will help me know you better as a person. That will help me know that you are a very thoughtful person. You don't do something just randomly. A lot of times, and I think most of the students, they must have written watching Netflix series and all of that. It's not a very thoughtful activity, in my opinion. So if you mention, I would like to talk about it. Maybe I'll have a few questions, but that will not make you stand out.
Okay.
Instead, if you talk about you like to read, I'll be much interested. I'll be much interested in knowing what sort of stuff you read, and is it a book that you're reading right now, or what are your suggestions that I would like to, I should read. Maybe in
Ma'am,
the
sorry
yes.
to interrupt, ma'am. Is it enough to just mention 2 or 3 books, or they would they ask me in very deep, like how many books we have read till
No, no,
now?
no, no. It's enough. See, they will ask you questions, but the point is to know if you're just bluffing कि क्योंकि reading is a very मतलब enriching habit. So people will be, most of the people, they do mention it just because they want to say कि हाँ हाँ हम बहुत अच्छा कुछ कर रहे हैं. तो वो क्रॉस क्वेश्चन इसीलिए होता है कि तुमसे पूछा जाए कि are you actually reading something, or what sort of stuff do you read, and what sort of authors do you like to read from. So that's the idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. Now, moving forward, I have written, we need to know about the company. So this is a very, again, underrated thing. People do not generally know about the company at all, like nothing at all. And they just end up being in an interview. And even if the interviewer asks simplest of the questions, like these are a few I have mentioned, what did the company do, what are the mission and vision statements, people do not generally know. So there are some other questions like what is the organization most known for, and what are the growth patterns that the organization has? Because if you're a daily a news paper person, news reader person, you will know what are the how is the Sensex doing, or how is the stock market doing about that company, how the company maybe is, if the company is launching something new. So all sort of that. And what are the client or customers, if it's a service based company or a product based company. So basic things you need to know about the company size, employees, so and maybe who is on the C level designations. So you need to know all these things. That shows that you're really interested in joining that company. If it is a mass recruiter, maybe they won't ask you questions, but again, I suggest that you prepare well. Maybe on, and it is not just for now, but even for your future also. I like to ask this question for this is my favorite question. I really like to ask, why this company, and why do you think only this company? And I also like to ask, obviously you must be applying at other positions or other companies. So what if they some other company also select you and we also select you? How would you decide? What would be the deciding factor? So these are my favorite questions, because I really want to know if somebody is really passionate about joining my team, and because that shows how long I'll have that person in the team. If they're not very sure right now, I don't know like what time they'll be with me. So these are again very few questions, very underrated one, but very important ones. Now we'll move forward to the next slide. So can we have the next slide, please? Yes. So now we come to the technical part of the interview. The process is similar. In order to prepare, you have to pick. See, in engineering or any course that you're pursuing right now, you will be having loads of like multiple subjects that you must be studying. And obviously, interviewer is not going to ask you from each and every subject. What I'll ask you is maybe suppose I ask you, what are the similarities in C and C++? So the answer could be like they share the same basic syntax, and nearly all of C's operators and keywords are also present in C++, and they basically do the same thing. So now this is a very simple question. Interview will start with that. Now they will ask you from your questions again. Same process that followed in the HR. So I might ask you, what is a syntax? What do you mean by that? What are operators? What are keywords? And then whatever answers you might be you might end up giving in that part, I will again make a link to your next question. So this is how you are supposed to prepare again for your technical part. You pick a few subjects, 4 to 5 subjects, read about them thoroughly, you go through them, and पढ़ने का मतलब क्या होता है, बच्चे पढ़ के चले जाते हैं और फिर वो भूल जाते हैं, फिर वो आंसर्स की ये लिस्ट जो मैं बता रही हूँ, जो लिंक है, वो कोई प्रिपेयर नहीं करता है, और तुम फॉलो अप, तुम प्रिपेयर नहीं करोगे, तुम अपना आंसर लिखोगे नहीं, तो क्या होगा इंटरव्यू में जाके, मतलब इनएडवर्टेंटली दिस विल हैपन, you will say some or the other technical jargons, and they will pick that up and I'll ask you questions about it, and you will not know the answer. So that way you can be stuck. So interview का बहुत, कहीं भी तुम इंटरव्यू यूट्यूब पे जाके सर्च करोगे ना, they'll tell you simple thing कि how to drive interview by yourself. It is a very simple thing, you can easily do it, but only if you prepare well for it. A lot of times people know कि हाँ interview drive करना आसान है, but they don't prepare for it, and that's why they cannot drive their interview, and the interviewer drives your interview. So if you really want to drive your interview, you really need to go through these questions, you really need to prepare, followed a flow of the questions and a flow of the answers. I keep stressing on this part because I also was preparing, and मुझे भी यही same चीज YouTube पे मैंने पढ़ा और मुझे यही पता चला कि how you can drive the interview. Still I did not prepare this flow of questions. मैंने अपने दिमाग में प्रिपेयर कर लिया, मैंने लिखा नहीं. तो क्या होता है, दिमाग में अभी तुम्हारा दिमाग कुछ और बोल रहा है, इंटरव्यू में जाके तुम्हारा दिमाग कुछ और बोलेगा, उस पर हमारा कोई वो नहीं है ना, कंट्रोल नहीं है. लेकिन अगर तुम लिखोगे तो हो सकता है तुम इंटरव्यू से पहले एक बार उसको ग्लांस करके जाओ, तो तुम्हारा दिमाग ना वही चीज बोलेगा जो तुमने देखी है, जो तुमने पढ़ी है, जो तुमने लिखी है. That's why it's important to write it down. So that's why I'm again stressing, write it down. The next part, lot of technical people in technical interviews, lot of people, what do? In tell me something about yourself only. अगर मुझे कुछ नहीं इंटरेस्टिंग लगेगा तो I'll start by कि तुमने क्या प्रोजेक्ट करा है. ठीक है, थियोरी तो सबने पढ़ी है, लेकिन थियोरी तुमने कितने अच्छे से पढ़ी है, क्या करा है, वो सबसे ज्यादा दिखेगा कि तुमने काम क्या करा है उसको लेकर. So if you say that you are a problem solver, I'll ask what is the problem that you solved. So again, अगर तुमने बोला कि तुमने ये फील्ड से इंजीनियरिंग करी है, तो I'd like to know इस इंजीनियरिंग का तुमने क्या मतलब निकाला, क्या तुमने प्रोजेक्ट करा या इंटर्नशिप करी. तो I'll start with your project. अगर प्रोजेक्ट नहीं है तो I start with your internship. अगर दोनों नहीं है तो you can see कि कितना नेगेटिव तुम्हारे बारे में वो चीज जा रही है. तो या तो तुम अगर तुम्हारे पास प्रोजेक्ट और इंटर्नशिप दोनों ही नहीं है, तो तुम या तो टेल मी समथिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ में ऐसा कुछ बोल दो कि वो उस पे जाए. तुम्हारा कोई क्वेश्चन, तुम्हारा कोई फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट है, तुम वहीं पे बोल दो कि दिस इज माय प्रोफिशिएंसी, लाइक दिस इज द सब्जेक्ट दैट आई एम वेरी पैशनेट अबाउट. तो तुमसे उस सब्जेक्ट से पूछ लेगा सीधा. तो सी इट्स इंटर रिलेटेड. अगर एचआर और टेक्निकल सेम है ना, तो इट्स वेरी आई मीन एचआर भी, क्योंकि वो ज्यादा एचआर और टेक्निकल है, तो फिर एचआर नहीं पूछेगा तुमसे, सीधा जल्दी से टेक्निकल पे आना चाहेगा. तो ये भी एक पार्ट होता है. कई बार कंपनीज एचआर और टेक्निकल अलग अलग लेते हैं, कभी बार सेम लेते हैं. इफ दे आर इन द सेम फील्ड तो बेटर है कि तुम प्रिपेयर करो कि कहाँ पे तुम्हें उसको लेकर जाना है. सेम थिंग. नाउ इफ यू डू हैव योर प्रोजेक्ट्स, देन यू नीड टू बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक अबाउट व्हाट वाज योर रोल and how you came up with the idea of the project, and whose idea was it, what was your role, what exactly you did, and maybe they can ask you about your team members' efforts also, what did they do, and all of that. Same goes for internships. if you have an internship, I'd like to know what was the internship role, where it was, how did you like it, what did you learn from it. ठीक है. So interview का एक basic thing which I have learned is always and always try to talk about the positive side. तो जो भी तुम मेंशन कर रहे हो, ट्राई टू, अगर तुमसे कोई वीकनेस भी जैसे पूछी गई, nobody wants to know what's your weakness. What they want to know is how did you overcome it, what did you do to rectify it, है ना, and what is your lesson maybe you learned from it. So interviewer पूछो, उससे पहले खुद ही बता दो कि अच्छा ये weakness है, but this is what I'm doing to overcome this thing. So this is one part. Coming to the next slide, I think मैं इस पे ज्यादा बोलूंगी नहीं. टेक्निकल एचआर जितना मेरे को लगता है कि ये स्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए, आई हैव टोल्ड यू इनफ. इसके बाद क्या है, तुम्हारा काम है क्वेश्चंस प्रिपेयर करना. सो दैट्स योर जॉब. सो आफ्टर द सेशन गो होम, प्रिपेयर योर क्वेश्चंस, प्रिपेयर योर आंसर्स, एंड आई थिंक दैट विल बी इनफ. कमिंग टू द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, मतलब जहां से इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट होता है, दैट्स योर dressing, your body language, and the attitude that you keep in the interview. Dressing, there's a very detailed picture that I've put here, that the team has put here. So simply, you all know, you need to dress up in a formal attire, and with a white collar, maybe white collar, white shirt mostly people prefer, but it can be of any color. Light colors would be preferred. Black doesn't go in formals, if you guys do not know. Light colors, and not like checks or linings, that doesn't go. Even if there are checks or linings, then that they should be very minute, that दूर से दिखे भी ना, इतना छोटा. So it should be a solid shirt and matching trousers and blazer. And for boys, obviously you should, like, if you put a tie, it looks more professional. The color of your shoes and your belt should match. That's one thing. Your socks should match, the color of your socks should match with the color of your pants. That's another thing. And obviously ankle length socks nahi pehno to better hai. They would not want to see your skin. So isliye ankle length is not preferred. Now for girls, again, and do not accessorize much for girls. That is a major, I think. Put your hair tied and do not accessorize much. It should not be flashy. So basically idea is तुम्हारे चेहरे पे फोकस होना चाहिए और कहीं पे फोकस नहीं जाना चाहिए. कुछ फ्लैशी घड़ी पहन के चले गए जो कि बज गई, जब बजने वाली बहुत हाई हील्स पहन के चले गए तो फोकस ही कहीं और चला गया. इंटरव्यूअर को तुम्हें डिस्ट्रैक्ट नहीं करना है. दैट इज द आइडिया. ठीक है, बी एज सिंपल एज यू कैन बी. एंड सेम गोज अ फॉर्मल पैंट एंड अ फॉर्मल शर्ट एंड अ ब्लेजर, दैट गोज फाइन. If you guys have any questions with the dressing part, then I think you can ask me now. Otherwise, I'll move on to the next part. Great. Everybody knows about it. That's a good thing. Okay. So next comes the body language. I have thought about it. What does the body language mean? So since you guys will be having this interview session, in most of the cases, I think it will be online. So in case of online, just keep your upper body visible. So your upper body should be visible, wherein your hand movements, like I'm doing, it should be visible. You should be visible. Your face, your upper body should become clearly visible. You should stretch, like you should obviously be sitting straight. You can't be like leaning behind or being very lethargic. You don't have to be that. That is one major thing. Try to, when you're talking, try to make an eye contact with the interviewer. That A, shows your confidence. Second, your clarity. You know, confidence obviously comes with the clarity of the concept. And also it helps you build a personal, gives a personal touch with the interviewer. अगर इंटरव्यूअर में सवाल पूछा और तुम इधर देख के बात कर रहे हो, उधर देख के बात कर रहे हो, एक तो इंटरव्यूअर सोचेगा कि इसको प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ तो पक्का प्रॉब्लम है. That's another thing. But point is, you will not be able to make a connect with your interviewer. So better you look directly in the eye and be more confident. You know. Next is the most important thing, the very underrated thing, जो कि अंडर कॉन्फिडेंस में जब इंसान होता है ना तो भूल जाता है कि यार बाकी सब छोड़ो, कंटेंट पे फोकस होता है ना. स्माइल. इफ यू कीप अ स्माइल थ्रू आउट, मतलब कुछ भी, एनीथिंग फॉर दैट, है ना, तुमने कितना भी किया हो, दे विल रिमेंबर यू कि अच्छा ये इंसान बड़ा अच्छी हेल्दी वाइब्स दे रहा था. बिकॉज स्माइल के साथ क्या होता है ना, एक अच्छी वाइब भी आती है, एक प्लेजेंट सी स्माइल। मतलब पूरे दिन बहुत सारे लोग आ रहे हैं इंटरव्यू दे रहे हैं, सड़ी शक्ल बना के ऐसे स्ट्रेस में, obviously I would not enjoy that. What I'd enjoy is somebody who comes with a cheerful attitude and keeps a smile no matter how an interview goes. So स्माइल पे लोग कहते हैं कि यार बहुत ही अंडररेटेड सी चीज है, आई बिलीव, है ना। एंड आई शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंस विद द स्माइलिंग पार्ट. So when I used to be an associate trainer, we used to prepare for our topic. जो भी टॉपिक हमें पढ़ाना होता था, ऑब्वियसली पहले हमें प्रिपेयर करके हमें उसका डेमो दे के हमारे सीनियर्स को, एंड देन ओनली वी वर अलाउड कि दे आर प्रिपेयर्ड. So when I used to give my demo in the starting, I'd be very strict and I'd be very focused on the content part. Every single time, मतलब different managers we used to give our seniors, managers, सबको interview, they'd tell me, Rajani, please smile, you know, because when you smile, it passes on a more comfortable vibe to the class that you're a part of, to the interview room that you're a part of. So and I used to think like मैं पढ़ाऊं कि मैं स्माइल करूं. ऑनेस्टली मेरा क्वेश्चन ये होता था कि मैं पढ़ाऊं कि मैं स्माइल करूं, ये क्या बात हुई, दांत फाड़ के मैं पढ़ाऊंगी, ऐसा थोड़ा ना होता है. When I'm talking, why would I keep smiling? But you now see, even if I'm talking, I'm not like ये ऐसे करके मैं हंस नहीं रही हूँ, but I have a very, I try to keep a smile on my face. That अगर तुम कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं भी हो ना, तो भी उसे लगेगा कि ये बंदा बड़ा कॉन्फिडेंट है. So that's why it's an important part. Coming on to the next part, attitude. So the last thing, attitude, that I mentioned. Not so early, I'll be thanking you. So attitude में you have to keep a positive attitude. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये कि बहुत बार ऐसा होगा कि इंटरव्यू ने शायद तुमसे कुछ पूछ लिया और जो तुम्हें नहीं आता हो. Don't worry about that. It's okay to say no. You can easily say no कि sorry sir, I do not know the answer to this question. Perhaps I'll look into it after the interview. You can simply say so. I will advise strongly against maybe lying around or maybe fumbling around an answer just because you want to make an attempt to try. अगर तुम्हें नहीं आता है ना, इंटरव्यूअर का टाइम में मत खराब करो, क्योंकि वो भी ऐसे सोच रहा होगा यार इसको, इवेंचुअली इंटरव्यूअर विल नो कि तुम्हें नहीं आता है. सो वो ज्यादा पिस्ड ऑफ होगा कि इसको आता नहीं है, फिर इसने मेरा टाइम क्यों खराब किया. जब नहीं आता सीधा से नो, I'll look into it later on. So that's one thing. So I think I just end up here. Attitude में, yeah, one more thing. You have to keep in mind कि interviewer is not there to reject you. They're definitely not there to reject you. उन्हें interview में से बच्चे hire करके घर जाना है. So they're there to hire you only. So try to give them these points. Why should they hire you? ठीक है. बहुत सारे questions ऐसे होते हैं जिसमें why should I hire you पूछने की जरूरत भी नहीं होती है. मतलब anyways you answer this question only कि why should they be hiring you. So I try to highlight your positive parts, your skills, the unique selling. अगर कोई entrepreneurship में जाएगा तो USP बहुत common term है, या तुम शार्क टैंक इंडिया भी अगर देख रहे हो तो तुम्हें मिलेगा कि what's a unique selling product. अगर तुम्हें पता proposition, so अगर तुम्हारा कोई USP है, try to focus on that, because it is going to be easy on the interviewer to decide you. वो तुम्हें याद रखेगा कि कौन सी ऐसी चीज है जो इसके बारे में अलग है, जो मुझे इस इंसान को हायर करना चाहिए. जैसे कि अभी तुम लोग सब पेपर पेन लेके लिख रहे हो ना, मैं हर चीज बोल रही हूँ वो तो नहीं लिख रहे ना, तुम सिर्फ वही लिख रहे हो जो इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो इंटरव्यूअर भी क्या करेगा, तुम्हारे रूम से निकलने के बाद ना लिखेगा कि इसके बारे में मुझे क्या. ऑब्वियसली बहुत सारे इंटरव्यूज के बाद मैं अगर सोचूं कि अच्छा मुझे सबका नाम और सबका याद है, वो नहीं होगा. जस्ट इंटरव्यू के बाद दे विल राइट. और क्या लिखेंगे, जो तुम्हारे बारे में यूनिक सेलिंग प्रपोजिशन था, योर यूएसपी, योर क्वालिटीज, योर स्किल्स. So do make sure that you highlight on that part. So I think I'm done here. Lastly, I think I'll talk. I will talk about a few things. So when you're in an interview, मतलब क्योंकि तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू रहेगा ऑनलाइन, एक दो और चीजें हैं जैसे कि कुछ लोग नहीं ध्यान रखते हैं. ट्राई टू पोजीशन कीप, मतलब ऐसी इन्वायरमेंट में रखो जहाँ पे पीछे बैकग्राउंड क्लियर है. ठीक है, बैकग्राउंड क्लियर नहीं है तो आजकल इन पे तो सब पे ऑप्शन होता ही है, तुम ब्लर कर सकते हो या कुछ नया लगा सकते हो, बट एटलीस्ट कीप दैट. अगर क्योंकि तुम्हारे पीछे में बहुत सारी चीजें दिख रही हैं, दैट विल बी अ डिस्ट्रैक्शन. मेरा तो जाता है. A lot of times I've also talked about the room that people are sitting in. I've really talked about, मतलब अगर कुछ मुझे तो क्या होगा, तुम पे फोकस नहीं होगा, वो रूम पे. और इंटरव्यू जब खत्म हो जाएगा तो मुझे क्या होगा, इस इंटरव्यू में रूम के बारे में बात हुई थी. तो पीछे का बैकग्राउंड क्लियर रखो. There should be proper light in the room. You should be well aware with the technology of that particular platform. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है लोग Zoom join करते हैं, they do not connect their audio only, and I have to keep texting them, please connect your audio, please connect your audio, which is very frustrating. So do not do that. Be prepared. Keep earphones that has a microphone. Check beforehand if it works or not. So these are a few pointers that you need to keep in mind. Also, पहले अगर तुम्हारा offline होता है तो you keep a folder of all your documents. Since that is not the case, एक ready hand तुम्हारे desktop पे एक folder बना के रख लो जिसमें तुम्हारे सारे documents हैं, तुम्हारा resume, तुम्हारी marksheets, and सब chronological order में है कि तुम एक करके अगर तुमसे पूछे तो you know how to show it. So अब कि तुम्हें दिखाना है तो उससे तो पहले तुम्हें क्या पता होना चाहिए, ये screen sharing. A lot of people do not even know how to share the screen. So what you can do, you can simply ask a friend to join, and you can just simply work on the platform. सारे प्लेटफॉर्म सीख लो. मैं तो बोल रही हूँ Zoom ज्यादा यूज होता है और Google Meet यूज होता है. एक बार देख लो कैसे तुम बैकग्राउंड ऐड करते हो, कैसे तुम स्क्रीन शेयर करते हो, कैसे तुम अपने आप को ऑडियो कनेक्ट करते हो. ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स जस्ट लर्न बिफोर हैंड. दैट विल हेल्प यू. और रेज्यूमे, बी रेडी विद योर रेज्यूमे. If you're not ready, that will be a minus point, because most of the times they'll ask you for your resume, and resume अगर obviously online में तो तुमने पहले ही भेजा होगा तो वो resume देख के तुमसे questions पूछेंगे. बहुत common practice है कि तुम्हारा resume तुम्हारे उनके सामने होगा and they'll be asking you questions from your resume. So that is one thing. And be honest. Do not say anything that you have not done or that you do not have anything to corroborate. So basically तुम्हारे पास हर चीज का proof होना चाहिए कि तुमने क्या किया है. तो तुमने अगर कोई competition में mention किया, try to have a certificate about it. और अगर सर्टिफिकेट नहीं भी है तो क्या रीजन है कि तुम्हारे पास सर्टिफिकेट नहीं है. एंड इफ यू कैन रियली टॉक अबाउट इट वेल, इफ यू रियली नो व्हाट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, आई थिंक दैट विल गो. So I think here I am done with all the things that I really wanted to talk to you about, and I wanted you to know about how to go with an interview. Now we can have your queries. I'm hoping that you guys were attentive throughout the session and you have written your queries, and you may please just throw them at me now.
Here just I want to make one suggestion to all of the students, guys, that when you would be having any query, just please turn on your mic and ask your query the same. Today, unfortunately, I'm not in the position of taking like questions from the chat. Please. And one thing I want to say to the team, guys, please be ready with the feedback link in the chat so that students will be able to submit their feedback for our betterment for the that is next session, last session. Yes, guys, now the ball is in your court. Please ask whatever query if you are having. Okay,
Ma'am, as you said that.
Yes, Dipali, please.
Ma'am, as you said that if that company will ask, means interviewer will ask if some other company is also hiring you, then what will you decide? Means what is the expected answer from interview, that what should we say to them that time?
Be honest. Like obviously if you really want, तुम्हें लगता है कि दूसरी कंपनी तुम्हें नहीं सिलेक्ट करेगी तो I'll advise you कि you try to say कि कि क्या पॉजिटिव पॉइंट्स हैं जिस कंपनी का तुम अभी इंटरव्यू दे रहे हो. तो क्या पॉजिटिव पॉइंट्स है उस कंपनी के बारे में, क्या डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं, व्हाई डू यू वांट टू जॉइन दैट कंपनी. तो वन थिंग. और अगर तुम्हें श्योर है कि दूसरी कंपनी तुम्हें ज्वाइन कर ले, तुम्हें हायर कर लेगी, तो तुम ये भी बोल सकते हो कि ठीक है, मे बी दैट कंपनी. तो पॉइंट. और इनफैक्ट अगर तुम स्टार्टअप्स के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हो और तुम किसी एमएनसी के बारे में बात कर रहे हो, देन दैट कैन आल्सो, मतलब तुम्हारे पास रीजन होना चाहिए कि तुम क्या चूज करोगे और क्यों चूज करोगे. And obviously if somebody tells me that कोई और ऑफर है and they might go for it and there's a high chance, तो मुझे जब बहुत सारे कैंडिडेट में सिलेक्ट करना होगा, दो सिमिलर रोल के, सिमिलर एफिशिएंसी के कैंडिडेट, सिमिलर कैलिबर के कैंडिडेट्स होंगे, तो आई सेलेक्ट द वन जिसके पास दूसरा ऑफर नहीं है.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, you said that black color is not professional, like, right?
Yes, black doesn't come under formals for some reason. Even I
So
am not
black
very sure why.
trouser is
You
not
mean
preferable.
black shirt?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Rajni ma'am, I want to ask one question.
Yes.
Being one of your student, okay. The thing is like many times it happens, ma'am. Like it's one of the philosophy. I can say it's my philosophy or what. That I have found is that nothing in this world is 100% true, 100% false, 100% right, 100% wrong. Nothing is perfect. Everything is relative. This is the one thing. Like like I have, if I am asked a question like, "What is my hobby?" So I'll say, then they'll trigger with something like just we have seen the demo. Uh, what I can say, like we can even take the example of Shark Tank. Let's say the way in which Ashneer responds uh, to the people. So can you please tell me like how we should handle such situation? Like we can do any demo for now for this thing. Like if you ask me any question or you will trigger with that you are not agree to it, and we can have the demo.
See, point is, before having the demo, I'd like to talk. सारी मतलब तुम्हें नहीं पता ना कि सामने वाला तुमसे क्या सवाल पूछेगा, right?
Okay.
That's a gray area. What you can, so you can't prepare on that. What you can prepare on is what you're going to say, and is it something you really know about? Just you mentioned hobbies, and you mentioned, even I agree, nothing is pure black and white in this world. Everything comes under gray. Okay, so I believe in that. बट ग्रे में भी तुम्हें कितना पता है ना, कितना परसेंटेज तुम्हें इस बारे में पता है, दैट्स मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. बहुत बार ऐसा होगा कि तुम्हें मतलब जैसे तुम हॉबीज के बारे में ही बात कर रहे हो अगर, तो यू विल मतलब आई लाइक टू स्केच इन माई फ्री टाइम, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरे को जब भी फ्री टाइम मिलेगा मैं स्केचिंग करने बैठ जाऊंगी. ऑब्वियसली नहीं है ना ऐसा. तो और स्केच मतलब ऐसा भी नहीं है कि मैंने इसके ऊपर कोई वो करा है कि मैंने कोई कोर्स ज्वाइन करा. इट्स समथिंग दैट आई एंजॉय. It's something that gives me peace, peace of mind. So I just really enjoy, and whatever I feel like, whatever is my thoughts, I think I'd like to share it with complete honesty. बहुत बार क्या होता है ना, what I feel कि I also do sometimes when if I would have to prepare for an interview in your, I would be in your shoes, I would do the same. हम लोग over prepare कर लेते हैं. ओवर प्रिपेयर में ना वो ऑनेस्टी चली जाती है. वो तुम्हारा जो मैंने बोला ना यूएसपी, वो चला जाता है, क्योंकि तुम क्या करते हो, तुम ये फिगर आउट करने की कोशिश करते हो कि व्हाट इज द मोस्ट सूटेबल आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन, rather than think about what is the truthful answer for that question, I would say. तो ये भले ही अश्नीर tries to, अश्नीर मतलब if you talk about him as an example, however वो क्वेश्चन पूछता है, बट पॉइंट इज वो जानना ही चाह रहा है कि तुमने कितना काम किया तुम्हारे आइडिया पे. वो क्रॉस क्वेश्चन करता है कि तुमने कहाँ से स्टार्ट करा. बेसिकली इफ टॉक अबाउट शार्क टैंक इंडिया, दे हैव सिंपल क्वेश्चंस कि हाउ डिड दिस आइडिया कम टू यू. तो इससे क्या पता चलता है कि तुम्हारे आइडिया में मतलब ओरिजिनलिटी कितनी है, कैसे आया, उसके पीछे का थॉट क्या है. ऑब्वियसली यू मस्ट हैव अंडरस्टूड थॉट बिहाइंड व्हाटएवर यू आर डूइंग इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट. So sometimes we focus on what we are doing more, but if it's my personal thing, it's something that I personally do. I think इंटरव्यूअर का काम है तुम्हें जानना और तुम क्या हो. तो मैं क्यों फेक आउट करूं उस चीज को, जो मैं हूं वो मैं हूं, जो चीज सुधारनी है उस पर मैं काम कर रही हूँ. तो अभी मैं जो हूँ वो मैं हूँ, एंड द बेस्ट थिंग आई कैन डू अबाउट इज जो भी मेरे में कमी है उसको मैं बाकी मैं एक कंस्ट्रक्टिव ओपन माइंडसेट रख सकती हूँ, एंड जो भी कंस्ट्रक्टिव कमेंट्स आएंगे I would try to work upon that. So that's the best, that's the best thing that I try to do, in my opinion, my idea.
Okay, ma'am. Just making question very much specific is that ऐसी कंडीशन जब आती है जब हम इंटरव्यू में क्रॉस क्वेश्चन में फंस जाते हैं और समवॉट वो एक डिबेट का रास्ता ले लेता है, या फिर मतलब आगे जो इंटरव्यूअर है, जो इंटरव्यू हमारा ले रहे हैं, वो बहुत स्ट्रांगली उसको उसको काउंटर करते हैं वो क्वेश्चन को. नहीं, ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता. अभी बीच में भी जैसा आपने उनको पूछा था कि मार्क्स उन्होंने बिगेस्ट अचीवमेंट, तो उन्होंने बताया 94%। फिर आपने बोले कि 94% इज मींस अचीविंग मार्क्स इज नॉट इज द एविडेंस ऑफ इट और लाइक दिस। तो अगर आप समझ रहे होंगे, तो जब ऐसे कंडीशंस आती है कि ऐसा काउंटर कुछ तो भी क्रिएट होता है, तो इन सच सिचुएशन मतलब वो डिबेट का रास्ता लेता है या फिर प्रेशर लेता है, तो ऐसी कंडीशंस को हम कैसे फेस करें, डील करें?
डिबेट का रास्ता तब लेता है व्हेन यू ट्राई टू बी एक्सट्रीम। अगर तुम्हें दिख रहा है, ऑब्वियसली इंटरव्यूअर ना कभी कभी का तो ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं अग्री नहीं करूंगी तुम्हारी बात पर मैं हो सकता है इंटरनली आई बी अग्रीइंग बट आई एम नॉट श्योर दैट आई एम अग्रीइंग, है ना। तो डिबेट का रास्ता तब लेता है जब यू आर नॉट बीइंग यू इन द मोमेंट। हम क्या करते हैं, हम सोचते नहीं है, हम सिर्फ आंसर पे आंसर देने लग जाते हैं। यू टेक अ मोमेंट and you realize what you're answering and what is exactly going on here, I think you would be able, you'd be in a mental state to keep the situation under control. So I also have meant, like I will also like to guide कि political, जैसे अगर तुमसे कोई व्यू मांग, political कोई discussion हो गया, उस पर बहुत extremes जा सकते हैं, try to avoid that, क्योंकि सबका कोई लेफ्ट विंग से होगा, कोई राइट विंग से होगा, लेफ्ट और राइट वालों की भिड़ंत होगी होगी। डोंट टॉक अबाउट इट, we say that try to keep a neutral rational thing। मतलब अगर तुम्हें ऐसा लगता है कोई ऐसी सिचुएशन जहाँ पे यू गेटिंग स्टक, मतलब पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू के मामले में, मतलब तुमने बोला तुम क्रॉस क्वेश्चन है तो बहुत जगह स्टक कर सकते हो, बट ये जो साइड तुमने बात करा वो है पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू का। अगर तुम्हारा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू नहीं मैच कर रहा है तो वहां पे क्या करो, try to keep an analytical mindset। what you're saying is why you need to have a logic behind it कि तुम क्यों कह रहे हो। I think that would suffice।
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Got the answer.
Yeah।
Guys, you can ask your question, please.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Karishma।
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah।
Ma'am, my question is just like sir has mentioned, that was me before. So when you say that the marks is not achievement, then I realize, yeah, you are saying right, and I give up and I say, yeah, ma'am, you are saying it right, and I quit there. So should I just stick to my point that what I'm saying is right, or maybe we can consider it some other question like what are your hobbies? And I mentioned that my hobbies are reading books, and if I started reading from the today, and I'm currently reading Ikigai book, which is Japanese. And if they ask me question, but if they ask me other books, and I could not answer them, like I have read so many books and I have so many knowledge like that. So should I stick to my point, like I had a hobby of reading books, or I should give up just I have just read 4 or 5 books like that? It's my question.
No, just be honest, because if you mentioned books you'd not read, maybe there's a high probability that person would have read the book and they will have cross questions for you from that book. So don't mention that. Just simply say that this is a newly adapted habit that you have and you really like it and you would like to continue with it. So if in that case, if reading is one, I can clearly understand reading is one thing that maybe you have started right now. You can say that this is one thing। कोई भी बचपन से सारी चीजें नहीं कर रहा है, there's always a starting point to something। So now is the starting point to start this new habit called reading। That's it।
Okay, thank you, ma'am. One more question I would like to ask, like my branch is instrumentation engineering. So if they ask me why I do not choose pursue my career in instrumentation and core field, rather I go with the IT sector, what should be
I
my
think I was
answer?
convinced with your answer। If you say that you're not interested and you didn't give up, your spirits were still high and you tried to learn something else, but now you need to have, like, मेरा counter question उस time पे मैंने नहीं करा, but I could have a counter question like, now you're doing IT, do you enjoy that? Or then again counter question, what do you enjoy about it? Why do you think you are passionate about this particular field? So अगर तुमने ऐसा बोला कि पीछे कुछ ऐसा जो तुम्हें मजा नहीं आया, तो I would have a definitely a question regarding जो तुम अभी कर रहे हो वो क्यों इतना इंटरेस्टिंग है कि तुम्हें उसमें मजा आ रहा है।
Ma'am, we can just develop apps and Androids, and we all know that the industry here is developing day by day, and we are very much adapted to.
फिर से गलत जा रहे हो। गलत कैसे जा रहे हो? इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन में भी आपने क्या देखा कि मार्केट साइज अच्छा है, मतलब जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज अच्छी हैं। तो तुम्हें मजा नहीं आया क्योंकि तुम्हें वो पढ़ाई करने में मजे नहीं आए, वो इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं लगा।
Yes.
अभी यू नीड टू हैव अ काउंटर ऑन दैट पार्ट कि व्हाई स्टडीइंग दिस इज इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर यू। अभी अगेन यू कांट गो विद द सेम थिंग कि जॉब्स अच्छी हैं, एप्स बना सकते हो, वेबसाइट्स बना सकते हो। वो जाओगे तो फिर तुम्हें फिर वो काउंटर आएगा कि अच्छा इसका मतलब हो सकता है कुछ टाइम बाद तुम्हें इसमें भी मजा ना आए।
No, ma'am. Actually, I really like, I'm passionate about Python and DSA, and I got interested in these subjects which are actually of CS and IT, but I want to learn about it. And since I learning, I started preparing for it, and I learned self, and I really do enjoy it. So is it okay?
That's great. So as far as my understanding is, जो भी तुम्हें सिखाते हैं मतलब PHP, जावा, जो जो भी लैंग्वेजेस हैं, साइड बाय साइड वो तुमसे कुछ प्रोजेक्ट पे काम कराएंगे, बहुत बेसिक होगा भले ही। सो दे वुड वांट टू नो कि तुमने अगर ये पढ़ने में इफ यू आर रियली इंटरेस्टेड देन यू मस्ट हैव वर्कड अपॉन इट। सो व्हाट यू हैव क्रिएटेड, व्हाट इज योर पास्ट वर्क लाइक? सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट देयर विल बी क्वेश्चंस।
Ma'am, if we don't have many bigger projects, can we mention small projects like
हाँ हाँ,
just some games and websites like that?
definitely. See, Karishma, again there's one more exercise you can do. Try to be in the interviewer's position and try to listen to yourself. And if you feel like you will definitely be hiring yourself, then the interviewer will hire yourself.
Okay.
हम ना खुद self critic is the best critic, I think, because we know ourselves the best and we know what is the idea, why you're doing something. तो खुद से question पूछो. And that is something which will not only help you grow in your professional sphere, but I think it will help you grow in your personal sphere also. I'll tell you why. Once you know yourself, then you know कि तुम जो बोल रहे हो वो क्यों बोल रहे हो, what is the idea behind that, जो तुम कर रहे हो वो तुम क्यों कर रहे हो, what is the idea behind that, जो सामने वाला बोल रहा है वो क्यों बोल रहा है। हर चीज के पीछे ना रीजन होता है, हर चीज के पीछे आइडिया होता है। इंटरव्यूअर randomly will not be saying things to you. Obviously they'll have an idea behind what they're saying. You need to understand your idea behind what you're saying, and
Okay.
that can only be done when you know you ponder over these questions and you think about who you are and what are your skills. Yahi, I think I think I might be going on a wrong track, but here I want to mention something. I think what lacks in our education system is we do not question ourselves much. We just think कि ठीक है ये मार्केट में चल रहा है ये कर लेते हैं, इसमें जॉब्स हैं ये कर लेते हैं. That's not going to help. You really need to understand what you want to do. तो अभी तो is not time that I can talk about कि internships करो. बट अगर तुम फ्यूचर में भी तुम कोई ऐसी जॉब कर रहे हो जिसमें तुम्हें नहीं इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है, तो तुम अगर सीरियसली डेडिकेटेड हो ना अपने आप को लेकर, तो I have people who have interned with my company who are 30 to 40 years old or already having a job, but still they take some time out and they'll do some internship just because they want to make a shift in their career. And before making a shift in their career, they have really tried to understand what a career in this different particular field looks like and what will they actually will be doing about it. So if you're really passionate about it, I think you will do things.
Okay.
So thinking and doing go hand in hand.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
कि जिस क्वेश्चन को आप डिफेंड कर रहे हो उसको आप राइटली डिफेंड करके बता दो। देखो जैसे कि ये बात तो नहीं है कि हाँ कोई भी इंसान ऐसा पूरा 100% परफेक्ट हो जाए कि भाई अब तुमको मैकेनिकल डिजाइन इंजीनियर ही बनना है और उसमें ही तुम्हारा वर्क है, ऐसा मतलब ये कंफर्म नहीं हो सकता है। हाँ लेकिन ये इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है कि आप वहां पे आपके थॉट्स से, आपके आंसर से, आपके एक्शन से इस रूप से प्रूफ कर कर दिखा दो कि उनका ये विश्वास बैठ जाए कि हाँ भाई आप इस चीज के लायक हो। n number of people I'm getting to see over the time period, मैंने जितने लोगों को देखा है जब से मैं इस फील्ड में टेक के लिए काम कर रहा हूँ, मैंने तो ये जाना है ये टोटली डिपेंड करता है तुम अपने आप को प्रेजेंट कैसे करते हो वहां पे। अगर ये वाली बात से तुम कनेक्ट कर पा रहे हो तो। नयन समझ पाए आप ये?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hi guys, am I audible? My internet connection is not really good right now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, okay, I hope I guess Sarthak was taking questions. Do you guys have any questions for me now?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Bhavesh.
Ma'am, being overexcited for interview, we add some additional achievements to show ourselves good for this job. So,
Mm-hmm.
if interviewer asks some counter question over that, how can
Mm-hmm.
we deal with that? And my another question is, due to longer time period, we forget some important points that in our achievement.
Mm-hmm.
So if interviewer asks some questions over that points that we already forget, so how can we counter tackle that?
Okay, nice, interesting questions. So, you mentioned ki firstly overexcited, so you mentioned a lot of things. So while you're mentioning a lot of things, I think ओवर अचीव्ड दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है. अपने आप को सिर्फ ये दिखाओ कि वो रेलेवेंट क्या है उस फील्ड से जो रेलेवेंट है. ट्राई टू मेंशन ओनली दोज पॉइंटर्स, ओनली दोज अचीवमेंट्स. एंड इफ यू हैव मेंशनड एनीथिंग, मतलब आई वुड स्ट्रांगली एडवाइज अगेंस्ट नॉट गोइंग थ्रू विद इट. मतलब ये तो मतलब दिस इज फनी फॉर मी, क्योंकि if you're not if you do not remember, you should not talk about it. Again, the whole interview is revolved around, मतलब जो हमारा आज का सेशन है वो रिवॉल्व ही इसी अराउंड करा है कि यू राइट, है ना. जो भी तुम लिखने वाले हो, जो भी तुम बोलने वाले हो, जो भी तुम सर्टिफिकेट शो करने वाले हो, थिंक अबाउट देम फर्स्ट हैंड. आई थिंक आई डोंट नो तुम्हारे इंटरव्यू कब है, बट जो भी कर रहे हो ये इंपॉर्टेंट एक्सरसाइज है. इंटरव्यू रूम में जाके डोंट थिंक. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि इंटरव्यू में रूम में बैठे और फिर तुम सोच रहे हो कि अच्छा इसका जवाब तो ये भी हो सकता है. थिंक बिफोर हैंड.
Just one comment want to make over here, guys. In next 3 minutes, we will be wrapping up the session. That is at 11:25 a.m. If you anybody amongst you would be having question, please come up. Otherwise, for the time constraints, we will have to wrap up by 11:25 a.m. And along with that, I'll just make a short request. If you like this session in any way, if it would be useful from your side, please help us with your feedback. Yes. Students, your time is there. If you would be having question, please come up.
Hello, ma'am. If we have the answers of all the 99 questions, but
Mm-hmm.
not of that one question, and
Mm-hmm.
interviewer ask the question, that question, so
Mm-hmm.
how can we counter tackle that?
Simply say no. Sorry, I do not know the answer to this question. I'll have to excuse myself and perhaps I'll look into it after the interview. Simply say no.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else has any questions? Please go through it.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Deep.
मैम एट द स्टार्टेड एट जॉब, मैंने अब अपने को जॉब चालू है अपना, मतलब दैट टाइम अपने को अदर एग्जाम की प्रिपरेशन करने के लिए टाइम रहता है तो
I think I would say yes. अब यहाँ पे आता है कि तुम कैसे करते हो. तो इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इज डू नॉट स्टार्ट योर डे कि उठे आज जो काम आ जाएगा वो कर लेंगे, जो मन करेगा वो कर लेंगे. अगर तुम मन के चले चलोगे तो नहीं होगा. बट हाँ, इफ यू हैव अ स्ट्रिक्ट प्लानर फॉर योर सेल्फ कि आज मैं इतने बजे से इतने बजे ये करूंगा, इतने बजे से इतने बजे ये करूंगा, और उस टाइम स्केड्यूल को फॉलो कर पा रहे हो, तो आई थिंक बहुत एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम यू विल हैव. और अपने तुम 1 घंटा निकाल के तुम रिलैक्स भी कर सकते हो. इतना टाइम बचेगा दिन में.
थैंक यू.
Okay, Deep. I think I'm able to answer this question because I myself have done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what's the effective answer to this question? Why should we hire you?
Why should
We hire you.
why should we hire you? Again, sell your unique selling proposition here. वही तुम्हें बात करनी है, तुम्हारी क्या strength है. तुम अगर मैं तुम्हें कोई भी जनरलाइज्ड आंसर यहाँ पे दूंगी नहीं. मैंने अभी तक इंटरव्यू में रिफ्रेन करा है इस चीज से कि आई टेल यू द आंसर, बिकॉज व्हेन आई टेल यू द आंसर यू विल लूज द ओरिजिनलिटी ऑफ द आंसर. ठीक है, तो तुम खुद सोचो इस बारे में कि तुम्हें इंटरव्यूअर क्यों हायर करेगा, तुम्हारे बारे में ऐसा क्या यूनिक है कि इंटरव्यूअर को तुम्हें हायर करना चाहिए, और क्या ऐसा है कि तुम ऐड कर सकते हो. ऑब्वियसली एज अ फ्रेशर ये सोचना बहुत मुश्किल होगा, आई अग्री विद इट. मतलब क्योंकि हम फ्रेशर्स को मोस्टली वो लोग क्या करते हैं, भले ही तुमसे वो सब्जेक्ट पूछेंगे इंटरव्यू में, भले ही तुमसे वो सवाल पूछेंगे, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे दे विल ट्रेन यू अपने जॉब के रिगार्डिंग. मतलब सार्थक वुड अग्री, टीसीएस, एक्सेंचर, इन्फोसिस, ये ज्वाइन करने वाले बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जिनका फर्स्ट 3-4 महीना 6 महीना ट्रेनिंग में जाता है, जिसमें वो सिर्फ तुम्हें वो प्लेटफॉर्म पे काम करना सिखाएंगे, तुम्हें लैंग्वेज सिखाएंगे. तो उसको तो तुम भूल जाओ, है ना. वहां पे वो तो ये सवाल का मतलब ही है कि वो तुमसे पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि तुम अपने आप को लेकर कितना कॉन्फिडेंट हो, है ना. तो बी कॉन्फिडेंट, और तुम्हारे अकॉर्डिंग जो भी उस टाइम पे तुम्हारी स्ट्रेंथ है, और जो तुम्हें लगता है कि इंटरव्यूअर को कैसे, बेसिकली यू हैव टू टेल योरसेल्फ. तो हाउ विल यू बी एबल टू डू दैट बेस्ट, जस्ट डू इट.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks,
Rajni
ma'am.
ma'am, I think that yes, if anybody would be having the question, please ask. Otherwise, Rajni ma'am, I think that we should wrap with the time.
Yes, we should wrap. Anybody, any last question? I can take one more question if anybody has it.
Ma'am, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Regarding internships, due to lockdown, there are very less number of offline internships. So we have a chance to do the online internships. So the interviewer consider that internships or not? That's my question.
Obviously they will. Obviously they will. Online internships बहुत सारी हैं, remote internships हैं, not just from India, but you can apply for internships from all over the world. Try to do that only, in my opinion. And मतलब ये that will not be a parameter to judge you कि online था या offline. Parameter to judge you will be what did you learn out of this internship and what you expected. मतलब तुम्हारी expectation क्या थी internship join करने से पहले, and what did you learn out of it, and how it's going to help you in this particular role that you're interviewing for.
Hello, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Karishma.
Ma'am, my question is, does it affect where we intern from like if we just apply from any random company which we do not know about, but we learn that it is not famous, but we learn. And
No, that doesn't
does it
matter.
affect, or should we just choose for the best one like that for the
No, no,
internship?
no, no. इंटर्नशिप कहाँ से करी है वो इफेक्ट नहीं करेगा, वो मैटर ही नहीं करेगा. इंटर्नशिप में तुमने क्या सीखा, तुमने क्या करा, वो मैटर करेगा.
और मैम अभी ग्रुप पर वगैरह बहुत सारे वो आते हैं जहाँ पे हमें पे करना है, तो ये इंटर्नशिप
नहीं, वो
मतलब
इंटर्नशिप नहीं है. जहाँ पे तुम्हें पे करना है वो इंटर्नशिप थोड़ी ना हुई, वो तो ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम हो गया.
so should we mention it, or if does it affect if we do not have experience with stuff like that where we have to pay?
नहीं, वो तुम्हारा ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम हो गया. बहुत सारे लोग जैसे तुमने पे करा है कहीं पे और फिर तुमने कुछ सीखा, दैट इज अ ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम. जैसे कि अगर मैं थी कॉलेज में तो मैंने एंड्रॉइड का ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम करा था. आई पेड एंड आई लर्नड. वो मैं इंटर्नशिप में नहीं काउंट कर सकती. 2 सेगमेंट्स होते हैं आपके रेज्यूमे में, एक ट्रेनिंग्स, एक इंटर्नशिप. So you can mention कि I have a training in that part and this is what I learned from it, and this is why I went for it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Rajni ma'am, I think that we should wrap up the things.
Yes, Sarthak.
Okay. Okay. So again, I thanks to all of the students for attending the session. I hope we could actually able to add some values to your preparation in a very good manner. But all I can say is that guys, we are just left with one session of our series. So just prepare the best from your side. I pray to God that He will provide path and knowledge to you, and you all will come up with a very bright future, very bright results. Thank you very fun for attending the session. I conclude that the session is completed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you so much, sir.
Just one request, if you would have any positive point, please mention it in the feedback. Thank you.
Okay, bye guys, and I hope I wish you the best. I hope I was able to help you guys in any ways possible. So yes, and kudos to you guys for being so interactive. I really enjoyed the session, and I hope that you do all your sessions everywhere. Like be this curious person. Be curious to know. So just keep this inquisitiveness with you, and I think you will go great. So all the best to you guys. Bye bye. Have a good day.